Alrighty, I think we are up and running. I'm hoping so. Anyway, let's go ahead and switch over. Good morning, good afternoon. How is everyone doing? I hope we are well. I'm just going to run a quick test as we usually do. If you can hear me, if you can see me, give me a big thumbs up, give me a hello, give me a wave, give me some kind of indication that we are working. Oh, there we go. Stream is a little bit slower than what YouTube is, so I'm just making sure that we are getting streamed to both platforms correctly. Let's have a look. Hi Heather, good to see you. Good to see you. Thank you for the thumbs up. I hope you've had a good week. I hope you've been busy. I hope you've had a good trading week as well. How's demo trading treating you? How is it now that you've taken that step back and come away from the real money aspect? How are you feeling about it? All good, Carlos. Thank you very much. It's good to see you. Welcome. Welcome to the stream. I don't like that I've got this all the way up there, but I guess we're going to run with it. Do that for now. Guys, remember last week I said I wanted to do something a little bit different with these live trading rooms. Took a load of suggestions, started building up a load of ideas. I got the notepad. Boy, has that turned into something. Has that turned into something for you guys to see? So today's going to be a normal trading view. Sorry to disappoint. A normal trading view stream or live stream. We're going to have a look at the charts. We're going to have a look at some portfolio building. But as a whole, my oh my, do we have some content coming forward? We put all planning in place. We're running a load of different testing. And I'm really, really excited for what's to come. Let's just say that. I'm really excited for what's to come. So, yeah. Keep your eye out for this. Keep your eye out. You're feeling more confident? That's good. That's good. Are your trades better? Do you feel what's the actual differentiator in moving from the demo to the live, or from the live to the demo? What's the difference? Is it your decision making? Is it your setups? Is it your confidence? What do you notice that really stands out that makes that difference for you? You didn't expect this? It's 1 a.m. in Sweden. No need to sleep. Wow, Daniel. Well, I'm live this time every week. I did forget to put a little announcement out there, so I did it like quickly. But yeah. You love the headphones, mate? Thanks, mate. Makes me look like Princess Layla. Hey, if that works, it works. You know what I mean? Nah, I do have a big clunky pair of headphones, but they are comfy and they do sound great. So I'm not too fussed. I'm happy to sit here and wear massive headphones. We're not here to look good. We're here to talk about the charts, to talk about trading, and to help people improve on their trading. That's not an issue at all. Daniel, it's 1 a.m. in Sweden. What are you doing awake at 1 a.m. on a Thursday night? In the middle of the Asian session. Run me through it. What's going on there? I'm still having my morning coffee, so bear with me. Energy levels will rise as the coffee hits, so that's good. It is only 9 a.m. here in Melbourne, Australia, but we do have a little bit to talk about and some ideas. And I actually want to start getting a rough indication on any of you guys that's interested in being part of content here in the future as well. So first things first, thank you, Conrad. I appreciate it. Thanks for full naming me. That's great. I think I've had someone full name me before, but first things first, let's go ahead and jump over onto the chart, shall we? Let's jump over to the charts. Let's assess the damage here this morning. Let's have a look at what we've got on the cards. Are there any trading opportunities today? And then I'm going to dive into some more of the long-term opportunities in just a moment as well. Yes, letting winners run and managing losses much better. I would always have such a hard time trimming losses, hoping they would turn around rather than cutting out early. Okay, so you've started to look at like scaling down methods and stuff like that. My autobiography would be called Learning to Lose. Is that why you liked the TradingView post the other day? Talking about instead of set and forget trading. I don't like set and forget trading. All right, I don't like the idea of you get in a position, you have a stop loss, you have a take profit, and that's it. You don't micromanage it. Yes, for some people that works really well, but for me, I'm like I usually get a pretty key indication that the trade's not going to work out early on in the trade, and you're able to skim losses so much smaller than what they could have been. So yeah, that's huge. I'm glad you're taking those steps. I'm glad you're understanding how to get out of those positions that aren't going your way early. So I'm really happy that's working out for you. Daniel, you're working. You're going through the Thursday trades. Awesome. I was on my way to bed, but that will be later. Oh, I appreciate you coming in. I appreciate you sticking around as well. I look forward to having a chat to you and see some of your analysis later on too. Your TV posts are always perfect for me. I'm glad you like them. I'm glad someone's liking them. The last two posts didn't get into the editor picks, which I'm a little bit like, come on, I think they deserve to be. But we'll see. We'll see if we can get the next one in there and keep the TradingView account growth coming, but we'll see. Just giving you crap, mate? I know, Coog, I know. You look forward to what you have to show us. Yeah. Well, Coog, I believe you're Australian, right? I think. I think you're Australian or Kiwi. But I've got a bit to chat about when it comes to the ASX. A couple of companies that I've recently invested in that today I am going to share. I'm going to share. Why? Because I've got nothing to hide. I'm going to share which companies I've bought into. Good night. Good night, good sir. Hello, and good night. I don't know if that's like a welcoming good night or if that's you off to sleep good night, but either way, good morning, good night. Okay, as a whole, US dollar closed very weak last night. Born British, now in Wyoming. Oh, right, okay. Maybe that's where all the wording comes from, British. I too am born British. I too am born British. As a whole, last night, my last night, your 3 hours ago, whatever that was, this morning. US dollar closed probably the weakest, right? So you can see even on gold here, we closed at the high of the day. Very rare that this happened. Euro obviously got moved a lot with the whole ECB interest rates doing its thing. So looking early on for trade opportunities, New Zealand dollar, US dollar was probably the big standout. Euro, Aussie dollar, sorry, was it Aussie dollar CAD? Yeah, Aussie dollar CAD was up there as well. Aussie dollar, US dollars up there early. Early in today's Asian session, I think the opportunities are buying US dollar. However, most of these pairs, like I would be say buy it for like 10 pips. Most of these pairs have already moved about that. So I am looking for a little bit of US dollar strength here on the Friday morning, more or less just pulling back to the median. When we do get a close so high, or even actually closing the day at the high of the day or the low of the day, we usually do see the Asian session as a bit of a retracement before either moving on or a complete, flip around. So keep an eye on that early Asian session over the next 2 to 3 hours, looking for US dollar strength. Not in all pairs. I'm not touching the euro today. I don't like the euro at the moment. It literally is in today. I think we're still getting a lot of movement off the interest rate decisions and whatnot that's going on there. What's the date today? Do we have much? I haven't even checked the Forex calendar, to be honest. Let's have a look what we've got going on. Yeah, look, a lot of PMI coming out for the euro. The rest, not really too fussed about. Statement of intent coming out from New Zealand. Yeah, pretty good. I think New Zealand dollar, US dollar is probably your best opportunity to go short here early morning. If we can retrace up, maybe even just pop above this high, fading that down to the downside is going to look very juicy in my opinion. Pop up here and then a move back down to the downside. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking for. Yen is on the move, screams Heather. Let's have a look. Oh my, yes it is. Bit of buying power coming into the yen. Stock market just opened up. What time is it? +9. Oh, really, really want to buy the yen right now off of that. Why is the yen on the move? Can anyone tell me why the yen's on the move? Is the stock market just opened up? Is that why? We get the indices. What is it? The Nikkei? What's the indice for the Japanese? Why can I not run Japanese 5? Not the Nikkei. Well, not available. Okay. Well, I guess we just won't know. TradingView doesn't want to be friendly. Looking, depending on why this is moving so strongly, I don't have. While it's still moving like this, I'm definitely not going to touch it. But if we do get an indication of this reversing, buying US dollar Japanese yen early on this morning could be a great call. Let's just quickly have a look over on Twitter feeds and see if we can find anything to tell us why the Japanese yen is moving. I think it's just the stock market opening up, to be honest. The Nikkei 225, yeah, I thought it was. Japanese yen event inflation rate year on year in 23 minutes. So the Japanese yen inflation rate's coming out according to that. Okay. Oh yeah, we got the CPI coming out in. Okay, that's interesting that it's marked as yellow. I thought that would be marked a little bit stronger than yellow. Having the CPI come out and manufacturer PMI, okay, maybe not. This might be a move. This might be a preemptive move. So we might see. Remember, I spoke about a little while ago when we trade news, we have a preemptive news move, and if we do get that preemptive move, it's usually a sign that that's the way the data is going to go. And we might have the reverse. So I'm not going to trade this. However, we are going to watch this today. We are going to watch the CPI live here. It's forecasted to be good news for the Japanese yen. Investors are saying otherwise. No, they're not. I'm an idiot. Investors are agreeing that it's going to be good news for the Japanese yen. So when this data does come out, I won't be surprised if you see a bit of profit taking and a bit of a bounce up. This is a lot of buying power going into the Japanese yen right now. So it's not expecting much of a change. So I think there might be something else at play here. I think there might be something else at play here because that's quite the move across all Japanese yen pairs. So I wonder how the stock market's looking at opening up, maybe pre-market here. But yeah, maybe not. Maybe I don't want to touch it. It's a bit messy. It's a bit messy. If it wasn't so messy and we didn't have the news coming out, I'd be looking for like a green candle and then short this back into the center for sure. Because as I said, I'm looking for a bullish US dollar in the morning. But as a whole, I'm not looking too great. US dollar Swiss franc could prove to be a good opportunity. We're sitting in a very large daily to 4-hour support area. Is the Asian session going to have enough power to break through a large support area? I don't think so. If we get in here, you could probably look to take this up maybe about 10 pips. Finding your stop loss will be the fun part. Probably scale into the position as it goes against you to minimize your risk and maximize your profit. But something like this, if it manages, but realistically, we're already at that major resistance part. So you could be looking to go long here and scalp this back in for like 10 pips maybe. But it is US dollar Swiss franc. So, you know, you look at these early morning Asian sessions, 18 pips. What did we get here? About 14 pips. How much have we already moved? 6. So I guess it could move another 10 pips against us. Place your stop loss correctly. That's looking like a decent setup. We'll keep an eye on that as it unfolds. New Zealand dollar, US dollar, as I said, was the major one. If we could pop up above this recent high of the day and then shunt it back down. Wow. I've never used that highlight tool before. That's kind of cool. If we can pop up above that high of the day and get it back lower, I think that'll be nice as well. So we'll keep an eye on that as we unfold. Anyway, we got distracted there. Thank you for giving me the update though, Heather. I really appreciate that. I do like it when someone's like, yo, this is doing something. Ooh, look at that. Oh, look at it. I really want to fade it. I'm not going to lie. You guys know I love fading the Asian session moves. The Asian session moves do not hold very well, and that is a big move. I really want to fade it. We popped just below that area. Would have grabbed so many stop losses, but I'm not going to. Why? Because we've got news coming, and this is quite a powerful move for early morning. I don't like seeing such power in the moves early morning. It usually means there's something bigger behind it, right? This isn't just like the market's moving. There's usually something much bigger behind it if we're getting a move like that. So I'm going to stay out for now, and we'll keep an eye on how it's going to run through in a moment. That's looking better than US dollar Japanese yen, but I like the idea of buying the US dollar early this morning. So US dollar pairs looking, the strength in the US dollar is probably my overall trading idea today. Early morning today. Okay, I wanted to touch on today portfolio building. I know we're all day traders mostly. We might have a couple swing traders, but even then you hold a position for about a week, right? Does anyone here actively build a portfolio, an investment portfolio? Does anyone ever do that? Anyone interested in doing that? Like where are we at? Are we all just day traders and we day trade the market and that's that? Or are we also looking for other investment opportunities everywhere? Now, for me, when I got into trading, that's what it did. It made me open my eyes at every single thing out there and all the money making opportunities that is there. You know, you understand that money equals money. The more money you put in, the more money you get out sometimes. So I'm constantly looking for more and more investment opportunities, which is what's led me to portfolio building, right? You do stocks, awesome. Anyone else do portfolio building at all? And I think it's really important that you do. We have our trading and stuff, but let's have some growth stocks too. Let's build an all round. That's how you retired so early. Fantastic, fantastic. Well done. You self manage your retirement fund. I'm not sure what's called in the US. Pension, is it in the US? Did you self manage that, or was this just like on the side too? You just liked investing in the stocks and building up the equity that way. Well, if you haven't looked into portfolio building before, but it does interest you, start looking into it. Okay. I've said this over the last few times I've gone live. It's all, yeah, 401k. Okay, always the sidelong. Yeah, yeah. Um, I've said this so many times before, especially over the past few weeks. The stock market's running cheap right now. The stock market's running cheap, right? Everyone's fearful of recessions and everything. So the stock market's been stumped. You can pick up some really good companies at really good prices. Now's the perfect time to really be flooding money into the stock market. My personal opinion, not advice, personal opinion, right? And it's what I'm doing. Portfolio building is one of the most interesting things to me because it can open up opportunity and teach a matter of patience, which can translate into your trading. So when you're portfolio building, you can check it every day if you like. I can get my phone and I can check my portfolio every single day and see how my stocks are doing and whatnot, or real estate or anything like that. But it's not going to benefit you in any way doing that. So what it does is it teaches you the patience to understand that your analysis was for years and years in the future. So if your analysis is for years in the future, why are you checking every day? And that actually translates into your trading. If your analysis says that this trade's going to last a couple hours, why are you checking it every single minute, and running it through? It can pull that patience aspect out of investing and apply it into day trading. And on top of that, what it also allows you to do is understand things fundamentally. We can understand the market as a whole. If we're thinking air travel, hotels, tourism is going to boom over the next 2 years after everyone being locked down. Yeah, I'm here in Australia. Most people I know right now are in Europe. Everyone who lived in Australia, they've just saved up their money over COVID and they've all flown to Europe. It's cheap right now. The euro's been absolutely stumped. They've gone over there and they're traveling Europe. that tells me right there that the tourism industry is starting to pick up again. Everyone is hanging to go on holidays. It's picking up. So we start having a look at, okay, hotels, airline companies, travel agencies, these things. What are they looking at the stock market? Oh my God, they've never recovered from the COVID. They've been stumped. Things like Flight Center, for example, which is an ASX stock. We can have a look at it. COVID-19 absolutely stumped it. It took it. You can see that it went from $40 a share all the way down to like $9 a share. And now it's slowly been picking up, slowly. And then we've got this recession building. People are a little bit worried about it. Sitting at $17 a share. Now, yes, during this time, no one was traveling. There wasn't much profit to be made there. But if we're going to get a traveling boom, which we're starting to see now with everyone forgetting about COVID, if we do get that traveling boom and we do get back into profitability, which we are doing, if we get up to the same levels as we were up here, why is the value all the way down here if we're at the same levels? Especially if long term that travel industry is actually going to just keep picking up because the pandemic's behind us and we all know how to handle it now, so to speak. So opportunities like this is a great time to be able to value invest, right? You can pick up the company at the same level it already was, only 50% cheaper. If we do get back to the same profitability levels, I don't understand why Flight Center can't get back up to that 40 level, if not higher. Flight Center, I really enjoy Flight Center. I think it's a great company. I think they do a great job. Same thing when looking over at Qantas, right? Now, being Australian, most people know Qantas. If you're not Australian, I'm sure you've probably heard of Qantas before. Really big airline, the biggest one in Australia. COVID hit, you can see the stump that it absolutely copped. It dropped, in about 2 months, it dropped 72%. Large drop. Slowly recovered, and then we're sitting in this channel here as we're coming out of it. Still not achieved back to full profitability yet, Qantas. I'm anticipating Qantas to get back to full profitability around mid-2023, maybe late 2023. I positioned my bets right. I'm happy. I think $4.47 was my entry point. You can see my little dotted line. $4.47 was my entry point for Qantas. I picked up a fair few shares and said, yes, at $4.47, this company is an absolute steal. Once again, looking at that value investing. What should it be worth? And why is it worth less now? It's worth less now because people are fearful. People don't want to be involved in these type of companies when there is a recession looming. All right? Is a recession coming? Probably. What companies are going to be slammed? The companies that are on the margin of profitability or unprofitable, those stocks are going to get slammed. Why? Because people don't want to be extra risky during an uncertain time in financial world, right? You look at any company you can think of, big company that isn't quite profitable, usually looking at the tech companies that aren't quite profitable yet, but they're on the way to it. Those probably have been absolutely shorted or sold off because people don't want to have that extra amount of risk involved in that portfolio when it comes to uncertain times. They want to start moving towards the bigger, the safer companies that have been around for a long time, like Coca-Cola, where your value is going to be held okay, if not grow a couple percent, or maybe 5-6% over the next year. So if there are uncertain times, it's not a big issue. These big companies are going to hold it. A lot of money gets flooded out of the little bit riskier investments. When all that money gets flooded out, people like me walk in and go, yes, I'll take you, I'll take you, I'll take you. That's what I'm trying to assess here. Okay, that's what I'm trying to explain to you. So I hope that all makes sense. What I'm trying to get across is now is a really good time to build a portfolio. Okay? It can help your trading. It really can help your trading patience and your understanding on investing. We're in this market, why? To make money, right? You want to get funded by a firm? Awesome. Why? Because you want to make money. We're all here because we want to make money. This is another way to make money. These hours are really not usual traders. These hours are not... These hours are really not usual among traders. Are you trading like this or somebody forced you? No, I trade like this. I'm Australian. This is my morning. I like trading the Asian sessions. I know they're not very popular among traders because traders like volatile sessions. They like the market to move quickly. I've got the patience to be able to sit back and run trading these hours. As you can see, the multiple live streams we've done, you can rewatch them. You can see the trades I've had. You can see how those trades have played out. I managed them and then I followed them up in the Discord too. I trade Asian session. I like trading Asian session. That's the reason I'm doing this hour for those traders that do like that time. Anyway, portfolio building. We're going to have a lot of content coming forward about portfolio building and interactive portfolio building. We might even have like a community. We build a portfolio together. So keep an eye on that in the future. There's going to be plenty of opportunities. Let's dive back into trading as Conrad's brought it up. And let's see what US dollar Swiss franc's doing for us. We've got 3 minutes until the Japanese yen CPI comes out, and I reckon we're going to see a push up, if I'm honest. I think we're going to see something like this. Be prepared for that. I'm not trading it. I'm not willing to put money on it. This is just personal opinion. After seeing such a strong move like this ahead of the CPI, I reckon that's the move done. Even if we get positive data, we might drop another couple more pips, and then we're going to see a lot of profit taking come in play. Keep an eye on that. Great British Pound, Japanese yen is looking lovely, but I don't want to buy it. Oh God, it looks so good. It looks so good to get in it, but I don't see a real edge in doing that. It's more of a gamble than an actual trade. I don't see the edge there. US dollar Swiss franc, not doing much. This would be where I'd start scaling in. This would be where I'd start scaling in here. So you could buy like, let's say 0.2 lot, and then down here, let's add another 0.2, and then down here, add another 0.2 with a stop here, and then a take profit around here. If you can do that, then you'll get profitable, break even profitable point would be like here, if not here. So you get a decent risk to reward by scaling in there. Because like, this has moved much. 10 pips already before 9:30 on the US dollar Swiss franc pair. Yeah, I might start taking this trade. Thought the Japanese CPI was 90 minutes away. No, 9:30 a.m. It's currently where I am. It is 9:29. So yeah, that's about to come out. The manufacturing PMI is in an hour. But the national core CPI is about to come out right now. If I do this, you should be able to see the time. There you go. 9:29. US dollar Swiss franc. Look, if you're day trading today, that's my best idea. That's my best idea. Start scaling in here. Very small risk. Very small risk. Scale in there. Scale in there. Hard stop around here. And look to take it back up to these morning highs. I think it's moved too much for its liking already. It is very much outside of its comfort zone. It's going to be grabbing all of the volatility traders from here, all of the beginner investors and stuff like that are like, oh my God, this thing's just going to keep moving. Let's sell, let's sell, let's sell. And then there's going to be people like yourself that go, nah, we're done. This is way outside of its comfort zone. Edge is in our favor 100%. Our edge is this is so far outside of its comfort zone that it is begging for a disaster to happen. It's begging for it to slow down and pull back in. So if you are trading this morning, there you go. There's my trade idea of the day. US dollar Swiss franc pulling back into the median, if not to today's highs. And do that over the next few hours. Let's have a look in the CPI. Yep, come out as forecasted. Are you guys ready to see the profit taking? Let's watch. Over the next 5 minutes, you are probably going to see a increase in US dollar Japanese yen. Not sure how much, but I do believe you will see a pullback in. 1:30 CET, not 1.5 hours. Ah, right. Okay. There you go. You need sleep. You're up late too. You're up late too. But let's see. Let's see what US dollar Japanese yen produces. Remember a couple weeks ago I spoke Everyone was talking like we've hit the highs, we've hit the highs, we hit the highs, the US dollar, Japanese yen. I mean, have we? Have we? Yes, it's still moving. Interesting. We're at 2.2. Interesting. That's why I said I don't know if that was a CPI move or if that was something else that I don't understand. Might be to do with the Nikkei. But as a whole, I still see this. I think we're going to see some profit taking. At least if I went and drew a rectangle, like at least pulling back into this area. All right, I think we're going to sit around here. US dollar Swiss franc, where are we at? I might open up a little position in US dollar Swiss franc. Let me open up my trading platform here. Ding. US dollar Swiss franc. How are the spreads looking? Yeah, we're lovely actually. I'm going to open 0.1 lot here in US dollar Swiss franc. We're in. Okay, so I bought 0.1 lot here. $0.96533 is our stop loss. Okay. 0.96533 is our stop loss, which is 7 pips away. I've got a very small amount of risk on this actually. I probably could have done a much bigger position, but here we are. I might add a little bit more. Maybe I'll wait. Maybe I'll wait. Yeah, okay. Happy with that. Okay, I'm in a US dollar Swiss franc. That was my trade idea of the day. And it's got me. I do like it. I like the idea of buying US dollar early morning here. I think US dollar Swiss franc is way outside of its comfort zone. I'm happy to go risk on here and see what that can produce. US dollar Japanese yen going to give us a nice doji on the news here. Nice doji as we actually look for the candle close in about 20 seconds as well. That could be quite powerful. I always love the noise of MetaTrader 5 when you enter a position, like that. You know the it makes when you open or close a position. I always love that noise. I don't know why. It's just every time I hear it, I'm just like at home. Love that sound. There we go. We closed with a very long wick. Very long wick placed right there. I have seen US dollar Japanese yen bounce these wicks and just fill them straight after anyway, so I wouldn't base your analysis off of that. But if the next candle closed green, I reckon you could probably look to take this a little bit higher. But the best opportunity, in my opinion, for today is this gorgeous US dollar Swiss franc. Great British Pound CAD be running early morning. A lot of movement in the Asian session this morning. Bit going on. Euro Japanese yen just popped below the low there, just little touch. Giving us more opportunity to scale in here. I'm quite happy to see, if I'm honest with you. If we get a little bit lower, if we can jump in around that level. Just set a pending order actually. Love that noise. Fine. Alright, we've got a pending order on the dotted line there as well. We're going to see if we can scale in. Once again, target is getting back up to the median, if not a little bit higher. We'll see how it's traveling. How's everyone doing? I know I've just been talking a lot and we've gone a little bit quiet. I apologize, but just basing my trading decision and running it. How's everyone doing? Are we still entertained? Are we still listening? Ooh, chilly in Melbourne at the moment. I don't know if anyone is from Australia here, but my God, -2 degrees when I woke up the other night. All right, looking like we're moving back into profitability. So we didn't get that scale in, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Big push up coming from the US dollar. There's the US dollar Japanese yen coming back in. There's the profit taking we were talking about. Starting to move back in now. As I said, green box is marked. That's where I'm expecting. I wouldn't try to take it any further than green box, okay? Thumbs up over here. Awesome, Carlos. Thank you. You love to watch my thought process. It's hard to dissect your thought process while actively trading. I try my best to explain what's going on, but it can be quite hard to thoroughly just explain it. I hope I am explaining it reasonably well, and I hope you guys are understanding where I'm coming from. But you'll notice with all of my trades, I want emphasis behind it. I want a reason behind it. I want an edge. Why do I think that's going to happen? And I, with every trade, like Great British Pound, Japanese Yen, right? It was looking like the best setup of the day to buy down on here, but I didn't do it because I didn't see an edge for it. Like, what? Why would that happen? Because the technically, like, okay, a good fading opportunity, but why would anyone want to be buying the pound right now? You know, early Asian session, why people want to buy the pounds? I couldn't find a reason for it. So it had no edge in that trade, so I left it. Arguably the best setup of the day technically, but I couldn't find an edge on it. So I like to have emphasis behind why. Yep, but I have to go now. No worries, Daniel. I appreciate. Jeez, 137. Woo! I appreciate you tuning in. I really do. Have to get up at 6. Oh my. Oh my. Have a good night, mate. I hope you get some. I hope you get some good rest and enjoy your early morning. Thanks for stopping by. Once again, as previously spoke about Conrad, it's an Asian session, so I know that this market doesn't move quickly and doesn't move well. Well, sometimes the Japanese yen just move mad, but I know it takes its time sometimes. So this trade is realistically going to take me all the way up to maybe 2 hours, maybe a little bit longer. If it's going longer than 2.5 hours, I'm going to look to get out. Very low risk on this. I said I'm just going to be buying little amounts and scaling in as it goes against me. It didn't go against me that much. It looks like I might have actually got a decent entry point. So we'll see. We'll see how that plays out. But as a whole, we're pretty risk off this morning. There was a couple of other opportunities. I think it was Aussie dollar, US dollar. No, I think it was Euro Aussie dollar. Yeah. I wanted to go long Euro Aussie dollar this morning, but once again, I didn't want to touch the Euro. With everything that happened yesterday, I think there's still going to be a lot of orders, a lot of movement, all relating around that meeting, a lot of dissecting. Yeah, as the big firms here wake up, Euro's not my morning pair. That's all right. I'm happy with just the one trade today. I'll just run through with this and see if we can turn this opportunity into profits, but we will keep it. Why am I risk off? In terms of what? Like, so I'm not completely risk off because I've got money in the market, so I'm risk on. But I was risk off the euro, but I'm not like risk. I'm not risk off. Sorry, have I said something that makes you think I'm risk off? Did I say I'm risk off? I might have. Sorry, I've confused myself there. No. Oh, okay. No, sorry, I'm not. I'm not risk off. I am risk on. I'm a little. I'm risking less in this setup. Um, the only reason I'm risking less in this setup is because I was looking to scale in. So like if this went up and hit my take profit, it wouldn't be worth much because I was looking to scale in. I'm kind of expecting this to pull back a little bit more and then scale into the position. So I gave myself enough room to be able to scale into that position. So by the time it comes down towards the stop loss levels, I'm hoping to be full lot or full risk. And then if we are at full risk at that point and it does do what I want it to do and flip, I mean, by the time we get to around where the price is now, we'll be in nice profits. And then if we manage to pull back into that center area, it'll be a really great trade considering where our first entry point was. So the reason I've gone little risk right now is because I'm looking to scale into the position. Didn't trade US dollar Japanese yen. Well, I've explained multiple times why that. I didn't want to touch the euro because of the ECB monetary policy meeting and everything going on there. I think there's a lot of movement still within that. So yeah, realistically, my whole idea from the first thing this morning was let's look to buy the US dollar early morning. And that's what I'm looking to do. So we'll see how this plays out. I'll probably keep you updated throughout the day. I've got a lot of technical work to be doing. I've got multiple different things in the works. That's all going to be due to content and stuff for you guys. And I'm really excited for some of the stuff we are going to produce. And I think a lot of you are going to like it. Like there's a lot in the works. So a lot of technical movements. So you might even see little improvements here and there in terms of the live stream and different on-screen graphics and the ability to bring in guests so easily because I'm doing a lot of technical behind the scenes, which I'm not a technician, nor do I know much about all this stuff. I just know trading. So I'm learning as I go. So I might make some mistakes here and there. Got hiccups now. But as a whole, I'm looking forward to seeing what we can produce and but whether or not you guys like it, I've still got the written down list on what you guys wanted to see with the interviews. I think it was actually you, Heather, that mentioned it. You wanted me to interview like Saul and Alex and Yaniv and Ruben. Then we've got like trader reviews. Then we've got the process. You wanted to see like a whole week's worth of trading and what the journaling process was and what the everything along those lines as well. So I still have all that written down, and we're working on providing like a high amount of content and quality in that as well. So I'm quite excited to see what comes of that. The whole, I don't think really much to go over. PMI tonight is expected to go down, but very, very, very slightly. So that they're really not expecting much PMI difference in the US dollar. Other than that, Great British Pound retail sales seeing some improvement. Maybe. Something about the pound recently just doesn't tick well with me. I don't know why. Something about the pound, I just don't really want to trade it. I can't tell you why because I don't know. But I'm just getting like a bad omen from the pound, being like, "Hey, don't bother." I'm like, "All right, sure, I won't bother." Has anyone ever felt that before? Like a bad omen coming from a certain currency and just kind of being like, I'm not sure. Ooh, was that all the profit taking it gave? Interesting. Maybe there is something bigger at play for the US dollar Japanese yen this morning. We'll see. We'll see how it plays out. So we've got one position and one position only, and that is going to be my only position today, and I'm going to look to manage it accordingly. See if we can pull back into these areas, because as you can see, if we popped out to the 1 hour chart here, look at that. That's where we're tapping. We're tapping in this area right here in the Asian session, where there is no volatility or volume to be able to break such an area. That right there is just, sir, you have walked into the wrong door. Allow me to push you back inside and direct you the right way. That is my whole analysis on that one. But as a whole, I think that's probably going to wrap us up today, guys. I know we didn't run through too much, but I wanted to share a bit about the portfolio building, a bit about the trading as well. We did do some live trading too. Do you usually only take one a day? No, just it ranges. Sometimes I take, if I see 3 or 4 good opportunities, I'll take all 3 or 4 trades. If I see only one, I'll only take one. I know last week we took 2, I believe. I think on the Friday. I can't remember the Friday. But no, I'll look for just the best opportunity. I do like to narrow it down to the best opportunities. When I do enter multiple trades, it's usually because they're like equal in good opportunity wise. But if there is like one standout trade, then I'll put most of my focus on that standout trade and be like, yeah, that's begging to be traded. So US dollar Swiss franc right now, to me, is just screaming at me, going, Jordan, what are you doing? Like, there's free money here. Let's trade me. So I've gone, all right, let's trade. No, but I do really like the setup. I do really like the setup. I think it's very much out of its comfort zone. The edge is in our favor. That the fact that it is out of its comfort zone, it's giving me a pretty good edge. Like realistically, if I would just like eyeballing it, how I feel about it, I'm saying there's like a 75% chance of this going our way, a 25% chance of it going wrong. That's. I know that you're probably sitting there thinking, "What? How do you even come up with these numbers?" And I know that sounds a little bit crazy, but just based off of it being so far out of its comfort zone, the edge, like I imagine, like let's say I'm betting on a roulette table, for example. They've just turned all of the numbers red apart from 25% of them, 75% of them red. I'm looking at betting on red. That's where the edges come from there. The odds are in my favor. I believe the odds are in my favor with this trade, which is why it's screaming at me. It's screaming at me to tell me the odds are in my favor. So we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. We'll see how much profit we can pull from it. Kind of hoping it would go a little bit lower than what it did, but if it does just run up from here, awesome. I mean, good trade all round, I guess. I just won't make much money from it, but that's okay. That's okay. I'll be a little bit disappointed in myself, I won't lie, but that's all right. Love your streams, Jordan. You're doing a great job. Thanks, mate. No worries, Coog. I really appreciate you tuning in. I really appreciate you having a chat with me as well. And I look forward to seeing how this trade runs out. I want to find some special guests to have on board to some of these live streams. Maybe even next week having like a group discussion. Like maybe we get a couple of 5ers traders in here and we all like cross-analyze something. Is that something that interests you guys? Maybe I should do that. I'll arrange that next week. See if we can get a couple of traders in here and all cross-analyze. Could be on. Could be on there. Anyway, guys, I'm going to let you get about your night, get about your afternoon, get about your day, get about your morning, wherever you are in the world. It's so international. I got no idea where you all are. I'm going to get back to work. I'm going to be managing this trade. If you do need anything from me or you want to ask a question about how I'm going with this trade, Discord, you know where to find me. You know where I am. Message in the group chats. Give me a little tag. I will reply. I'll be at my desk for the next 4 to 5 hours. So you'll have access to me there. As always, this weekend, get away from the charts. Go spend some time with your friends. Go spend some time with your family. Reset, come back Sunday, Monday, and have a fantastic trading week. I wish you all great success, and I'll see you next week where we hopefully will have a couple of other traders that trade differently to me, and we can all sit down and cross-analyze a load of pairs and see See what happens. Hit the like button. Exactly right, Coog. Hit the like button if you want to see more. No. Yeah. Have a great weekend, guys. I love you all. And I'll see you next time.